It is fair to say, though, that we do use supplements quite a lot. The diet is a fundamental, but working with the people who've got the sort of imbalances in health that they've got, it's very difficult to get enough nutrients from the diet to get, well, you probably have to eat 10,000 calories a day or something to get the level of vitamins and minerals and amino acids that you need. So supplementation is almost inevitable, but it's something we do very carefully. And obviously it isn't for everyone, because we are used to working with people who are very sensitive.
Right.
And that's something we come across quite a lot.
And it's also even in recognizing that they're, based upon someone's patient history and upon testing, taking some supplements is going to be appropriate. You were saying to me off camera that I hadn't heard before, that there's actually almost a black market for supplements now, where perhaps another way of putting it is less high quality brands are impersonating products by well-established, respected companies that don't have the same levels or quality of ingredients.
I think there's a few things go on when you're actually buying supplements. So you have the sort of the cheap and cheerful supplements that are available sort of in supermarkets and things like that. And there's some very good supplements available there, but on the whole, they tend to be very low levels. So they're not therapeutic dosage. And they also tend to be, they're cheaply made. And that means that they're bound in a way that isn't necessarily very absorbable in the gut. So if you were to take a tablet, it would effectively almost come through the other end. So it might have lots of calcium in it, but how much of that calcium would you get? Depending on what molecule they've bound the calcium to is going to vary. So there's an element of cheap and poor value and just not being accessible. But then there is the extreme of copies. So I don't know exactly where they're coming from, but this isn't even someone just putting a different label or impersonating. They will put the label of the supplement. So if people buy it on the internet from a sort of a general source, they might think that they're buying a very specific brand and a very specific supplement, and it might not actually be that. And there have been cases where that's the case. So you do have to be very careful. So, the sorts of supplements we're using are professional quality, often manufactured to the standards that medicines would be. And obviously we're following EU legislation as to what's allowed and what's not allowed.